Okay, in this video we are going to tackle how you set up a social media campaign. All the social media campaigns work more or less the same way, with one slight difference. The lead generation campaigns do have lead collection pages attached to them, so the point of the social media is to promote the existence of some high value resources and encourage people to sign up to them, because this was the goal of our original campaigns. So this was how we wanted people to get an ROI on their social media efforts. So that is the sort of premise that they are set up on. You can change the way that they function though, but I will explain that in a minute. And it just is worth me explaining this before you go racing off setting up a campaign. So when you go into one of the campaigns, as I say, we're in the breast cancer campaign, we're under the media tab, and this is where you will find all of the posts. So this is the image along with some suggested copy that we give you. And this is sort of generic suggested copy. It is completely yours to change. So what you would do, all of the posts by default are activated, but until there is text in the boxes of the social networks that you want to send to, so say you want to send to Facebook but you don't want to send to Twitter, there must be text in this Facebook box in order for that post to trigger. If this is empty, the post will not send. It doesn't matter whether this is active or not, it must have copy in this box. So that's the first thing to explain. And then you will see obviously that I have given you the text or some suggested text. You are completely free to edit this as much as you want. Now what happens is that this will be merged in when the post is sent. So this is the link to your landing page, your unique landing page, which suggests that it has these resources to download. And when they enter their details in that page, they will be redirected to the page which has got all the resources on, and these are all branded in your branding as well. So it's all a nice, neat solution, and that is how the standard post is designed to work. Now, if for any reason you do not want to send people to this lead collection page, that is absolutely fine. You can disable the URL here. Just tick that, and that will stop that merge field being posted out when the post is sent to Facebook or Twitter or whoever it happens to be. So don't worry if it still appears. It will still appear here, but it won't actually be merged in. If you're going to do that, then you need to make sure there is no reference to any leaflets or resources. So you need to make sure that it makes sense in context of the picture, and that's just something to be mindful of. So that's how you stop it sending people to that lead collection page when they click on the link. What you could do as well instead of, so you can take that, you can disable that link, sending them to that page. You could go into the info section and go and get a share link from one of the leaflets directly, and you could add that into the post if you wanted to. So that is another option. So we could just drop that. Here's a helpful leaflet on blah blah blah, insert your link. So that's another good thing to do. So you have quite a lot of flexibility. Even though they're set up to direct to that lead collection URL, you can turn that off and then add in a link to another resource. It could even be an external website if you want it to be. It could be any link you want to, and then that link will be merged in there. So that's one thing. Otherwise, you can go through, if you're happy with this one, see more info leaflet here, that little thing will be merged in. You leave everything as it is, you just paste that text in, that's all fine. You make sure this is all fine, you're happy with that. Maybe you decide in this one that you want to send them a link to that direct leaflet itself. You would need to make sure that I've been through this campaign already and I've deactivated some, so you'd need to make sure that is switched on, which it is by default. All of these are active by default. So to find out more, see our information leaflet here. You take that out, you'd disable that, and then you'd go and find the leaflet on regular exercise, about taking regular exercise, and you will find that under the info tab. You could have this open in a different window actually if you wanted to, in a new tab, so that it's just easier for you to flip between the two. I won't do that now, sorry, I don't want to. You'd go down here, you would find the exercise and breast cancer leaflet, you would get the share link for that, and then you would go back to the post, scroll down and add that link in here. and that would take them straight to that leaflet. So you've got lots of flexibility and different ways to do this, and this is what we're finding now is the best way to do this, is to mix this up and include some links to an email lead collection page, but some links directly to the resource themselves. Here again is another example. You just need to make sure that you edit the text so that it makes sense with whatever decisions you've made, because obviously I have written the text as if they are going to be taken to the form collection page. So if you're going to change it and send them and do something else, just make sure the copy makes sense. And then once you're happy with all of those, you just click update. You can go and you can deactivate, so you can stop a post from posting altogether by unticking that so that there's no tick in there. If there is no text in these boxes, as I've said before, it won't post anyway. And you can click update anywhere on the page and that will update across the whole page. And then the next thing to do, which is a bit annoying, and we are fixing this, we're going to make all this whole process a lot quicker, is you need to then go in and you need to count how many posts in here you've got active. So I think we have 4 posts at the top, because I've just used these top 4 to make an example of it. Once you know how many posts you've got, say we've got 4 posts, you go into the Setup tab. You make sure that this toggle is turned on. I'm only wanting to send to Facebook, I don't care about Twitter, so I'm just making sure that that's on. Then you want to set the start date for tomorrow onwards, so never set up a campaign to start today. If you're only sending once a day, it starts at 7 o'clock, and obviously 7 o'clock will be past today because we're past 7 o'clock. So always set your campaign to start tomorrow. We have got 4 posts active. I want to post 1 a day, so I'm going to set this 4 days ahead of time from the 25th, so 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. So I'm going to set it for the day after so that it stops then. But again, we are making all of this much easier, and it will calculate this automatically for you. And we're putting in a lot of changes, but that's sort of a few weeks away still. You can also change your schedule here as well. So if you want to make it 1 every other day, for example, you could do that. I think maybe I'd selected that. I think my default is 1 every other day. It was 1 per day. But if you want to change it to something different, or 3 per week, then that's completely yours. And we've done these fixed kind of timings just so it's super quick for you just to be able to get on and do it. And when you're ready and you're happy, click update. And one thing I should mention is not to worry that it doesn't show as active in the campaigns. So when you go back to your campaigns window, it will not show as active until it's actually running, so until it kicks off tomorrow. And again, we're going to make all of this, the user interface that we've built for the new platform, makes all of this much clearer, and it's got little green lights and traffic lights, and it will all be much simpler. But as we currently stand, do not worry if this is showing as inactive. It will kick off and become active tomorrow when it triggers its first post. So that is how you set up a social media campaign. It assumes that you have already done your account, added up your branding details under the account details area so that the leaflets will appear with your branding on them, and it also assumes you have connected to your social networks, and those are both in separate videos. Okay, hope that helps. Cheers guys.